Today we are going to go over a word problem, another word problem with mixed numbers or mixed fractions in it. So Emma made a rectangular picture frame with a height of 25 and 5/6 inches, which is shown here. The frame is 5 and 2/3 inches wide, which is here. What is the height of the picture Emma placed in the picture frame? So, okay, if this is 25 and 5/6 inches, and this part is 5 and 2/3 inches, and this part is 5 and 2/3 inches, they're wondering what this part is. So really, what I need to do is subtract this and this from the total height, and then I will get h, right? So, technically there are a couple of ways to do this. Technically, I could just do 25 and 5/6 minus 5 and 2/3, and then get that answer, and then subtract this 5 and 2/3. Or you can do, you can add these two together and then subtract that from this, which is usually what I would suggest. So I'm going to add up 5 and 2/3 plus 5 and 2/3, and basically when you're adding, you can just they have like denominators because they are the same number, so I can add up the whole numbers, 10, and then I can add up the 2/3, which would be 2 plus 2 is 4, so that would be 4/3. Now I know that 3/3 equals 1, so what I can do is subtract 3/3 from this, which would give me 1/3, and then I can add this 1 to the whole numbers, so it is 11 and 1/3. Okay, because 4/3 is actually 1 and 1/3. So I could just also think about it as adding 10 plus 1 and 1/3, right? And the reason it's 1 and 1/3 is because 3/3 equals 1. So we have 11 and 1/3. And now that's the height of this and this combined, and that means that h, the actual height of the picture, is going to be the total height minus what is taken up by the frame. So now we have 25 and 5/6 minus 11 and 1/3. So the first thing I want to do is find common denominators. And I like doing this before I either switch it into an improper fraction or do anything else, because I just find it easier to do this as the first step. So I find common denominators. So for 6 and 3, I know the least common denominator is going to be 6, because 3 times 2 equals 6. I don't have to do anything with 5/6. All I have to do is change this into sixths by multiplying by 2 over 2, which equals 1. So it won't change the value. And 1 times 2 is 2. 3 times 2 is 6. So now we have 11 and 2/6. So we can subtract 5/6 minus 2/6, which would give us 3/6, which reduced, I know, is 1/2. Each of these have the common factor of 3, right? So I can divide both top and bottom by 3. Also, any time that the numerator is exactly half of the denominator, it's going to be equal to 1/2. So now I have 1/2, and then I just need to do 25 minus 11, which equals 14, and then I have to add the half here. 14 and a half is the answer. So if you're doing multiple choice, right, and you end up with 14 and 3/6, you didn't know you had to reduce it, and that's not one of the answers, you should always look and think, okay, can I reduce this fraction? Now, maybe you just messed up the math and your answer is completely wrong, but it's also quite possible that you have a fraction that's right, but is not actually in one of the answers because it's not reduced. So you have to make sure you look at the fraction and think, is there any number that I can divide these two numbers by, that I can divide both of them evenly by, other than 1. And in this case, the answer was 3 to get 1/2. So it would be 14 and a half. So hopefully that was a helpful explanation.